with very little effort. Nowadays he knows he needs a little bit of luck, and the pressure is on when he comes in to shoot. It's not gone his way so far this season, but there's nothing to say that it won't be his day today. Landertinger leading his way up the hill, ahead of Foucault, then Bjorndalen. Freddie Pinter, 2 Austrians in the top 4. Now the margin between the front and the back, although pretty limited. What are we going to be looking at? Something like 15 seconds all the way back there to Simoneda?
I think it will be. By the time they spin their way back to the range, the last athlete will certainly be over 10 seconds behind while he sets up into position. Of course, the range has to fill in from lane 1, which is to the extreme right of the shooting range.
Simoneda at the back there, Mike. He's the one who had the broken pole, but aside from that, he hasn't looked himself so far this year. He's still shooting pretty fast, but his skiing looks to be 5 or 6% below what he achieved last year. Well, great colour and great turnout. Nice to see. 2 good races today. The women's mass start coming up later on this afternoon, 1500 CET.
The speed at which Simoneda, they're just picking up that spare pole. He shoots so fast, but this is now going to tense him up. He's at the very back of the pack. He'll still will probably have the fastest shooting time, but not a chance to go out in first place now. What about the fog, Patrick?
Well, it's a good thing that the fog is at the top of the hill and not down in the range area, so I don't think it's going to prove a problem. It's not quite like the alpine skiing we saw from Val Gardena yesterday, where they were racing at 90 miles an hour through thick cloud. Insane stuff. But should the fog level drop, it's still got to be very thick, Mike. What, in the last 10 years, I can think of 2 or 3 occasions where we've had to stop a race due to the fog. Oslo is a resort that often has problems. Oberhof, certainly. And if you go way back to the Olympics, what was it, 98 in Nagano?
That's right. The snow affected the visibility on that day. It was snowing so heavy you couldn't see through your sights. Well, Oleaina Bjorndalen, the pace, I think this plays into his hand. He doesn't have the fastest last 3-kilometer pacing, so he's trying to tire. He knows he's about 4th or 5th fastest ski time the last couple of days. He really is on form. Wants the early position into the range.
Well, there's no doubt that Oleaina will be enjoying this occasion. It's what he wants, to be racing at the front. 21st to 18th he went yesterday. A little bit disappointing. He still missed 4. Was skiing very well. Take those 4 misses away and he would have been involved in the sprint for the line. But Oleaina once again letting himself down on the multi-shoot events. Another broken pole coming from an Austrian again.
That was Landertinger.
They take the lane that corresponds with their bib number, and Bjorndalen striking very early. I'm not sure that first shot from Bjorndalen wasn't wide. We'll try and confirm that in a second. No, yes he has. He's missed 1, but he gets 4 remaining shots down. Bjorndalen on the snow again, a penalty loop to pay, and those going clear. And he Bernbacher, as you would expect. Justegov, who is the Olympic mass start champion, going clear, and Martin Foucault taking an absolute age to get the first 4 away. Surely that's a mistake on the caption, Mike.
I think that must be.
Yeah, he's come out in 4th place, so that's a mistake. Don't pay too much attention to that. Freddie Lindstrom's gone 5. Pinter has gone with 5 as well, and Simon Schemp. So again, Mike Bjorndalen working hard on the skis, but losing it with the shooting. 20 seconds given away.
That's a lot to lose, although it's early stages of the race. You can't afford to miss 1 in the first visit, but then you have to hit the next 15.
Now I'm trying to cast my mind back to the Olympic mass start, Mike, which, as we mentioned, Justegov won, and I'm just trying to remember where he made his move.
He managed to take the advantage on the last shoot. He had the perfect 20 out of 20, and he just clinched it on the final visit to the range.
Well, Well, this is the leading group in the men's mass start. 1 shoot completed and 3 Russians up in the top 6, and they've got another one in this leading group as well. So they've all come through that first shoot unscathed. Number 13, that is Dominik Landertinger, who started well. He went from 53rd to 27th yesterday in the pursuit, so he's obviously feeling pretty good. Now, I can only see, 4 or 5 who missed 2 targets on that first shoot. Here, these men all missed 1. Number 11, Alexi Berth. Number 19, Oleina Bjorndalen. Number 2, Emil Hegler Svensson. Not a very good shoot for the Norwegian team, Mike.
A little surprising that possibly the intensity Bjorndalen came in. He was in a hurry to get his first shot off. And 19 of the best 30 have hit the perfect 5 out of 5, though, in the prone shooting.
Well, there are the standings after the first shoot. It's not so much about the men that are in that leading group, it's about the big names that aren't in the big group. And that, of course, includes Svensson, lying second in the World Cup standings. He's down in 20th position at the moment. Carl-Johan Bergman has missed. Just having a look to see how Bergman's teammate Bjorn Ferry got on. I think he's up in the top 15, some 12 seconds off the leader. So Bergman, Ferry, I think, coming through that first shoot unscathed. And he could be a man to watch out for today.
It hasn't been a good start to a season at all, but he's got the mentality. He likes he's a bit of a showman. He loves the head-to-head, and he always seems to raise his game, as he did yesterday in the pursuit. Berger, I really thought that Lars Berger, and maybe he will, if he gets the next 15 shots, he has a real chance of moving into the top 5.
So that was Berger wearing 26 ahead of Eberhardt wearing 29. And I'll tell you who also needs a good race is Jean-Philippe Legelic, who had such a good start to the season, Mike, but he finished 83rd in the sprint event on Thursday. And he really needs a good result today because he didn't get the race in the pursuit, so he needs a good result to get his season back on track. Up into the mist for the second time today, and Ustigov has handed over the lead to his teammate Garanichev. Shapulin's moved up alongside him, and Landertinger is the best of the Austrians at the moment, but it's so tight in this group. And not only are they travelling together, Mike, they're travelling a little slower than the group who missed the target, so we could have another 22, 23 athletes coming into the range on the second shoot at the same time.
That's what I love about this race, Patrick. You've hit 5 out of 5. You're feeling you want to keep your control in the race. Those who have missed 1 target are desperate to hold back the lead group, so they are pushing their intensity, and you could say lowering their chances of getting all 5 the next time in. 2 Austrians in the lead pack. I don't think we can forget about Friedrich Pinter. He's just been shooting so well, and his ski speed is definitely top 10 each race he's achieved this season. Yeah,
he just missed out on a top 20 yesterday, but he did start number 46. He had one of the best gains of the day, but the man who did best of all was Dmitry Malishko, who must be in that leading group because we've got 4 Russians up there. Incidentally, 11 nations represented in this race today. 4 Russians, 4 Norwegians. We've got 5 Germans, 3 French and 3 Swedes. But Austria, the Czech Republic, Bulgaria, Canada, Slovenia, USA all have interest in this event. So, Anton Shapulin, former junior world champion, has certainly made the transition to senior level competition.
Unbelievably, Patrick, Shapulin in the sprint race only hit 2 out of 10 and finished 81st, so didn't start in yesterday's, so at least physically he should be more recovered than the rest.
Well, I think it's fair to say that he didn't get very good wind conditions. Good shooting from Ustigov. He's rattling through the targets, clears the 5 first, along with Dominik Landertinger. Lesser of Germany has gone clear, and the cheers are for Jakub Fak, who's cleared 5 with 5. So the host nation have a lot of interest in this one. Now, what is the margin going to be between the top 10? Who is on the penalty loop from that leading group? Dmitry Malishko, surprisingly, has missed one, so he's turned right instead of left. Tim Burke of USA stays clean and keeps himself in the top 10. Legelic in 9th position. Good run from the Canadian. That's a really good improvement on his sprint performance the other day, where he missed 4 out of the 10.
This is a real test, this race. Remo Krug there, the German, who is the Austrian coach. He's got to be happy with that performance. Landetinga 0-0.
Now, this is the easiest conditions we've seen so far this season, Mike. There's next to no wind to speak of. They get a nice long run into the range. So really, at this level, there's no excuse for missing a prone target.
There shouldn't be, but when you see these are the best in the world, only 10 of the best have managed to get the perfect 10 out of 10, and then it becomes more difficult when we get to the stand shooting.
Ustigov looking very, very confident. He shot clear in the sprint. Bizarrely, he missed 3 in the last stand yesterday, so that's something that might plague him when he comes in for the final shoot today, should he clear the first 15 targets.
We saw that with Ustigov as well, Patrick, in the pursuit in Hochfels, and he missed 2 in his last stand, coming in with the leading group when he came in to shoot those 5.
Well, Eric Lesser is one of the revelations of the season, isn't he? He's